Do we need some overtime to talk about what happened
I'm not sure there's
tonight?
enough time in overtime to talk about everything.
That was insane. Like, we built, I hyped it up. I was like, I'm telling you, this is a great slate. You were like, I'm telling y'all, this is a great slate.
We were lying. We wouldn't lead you wrong.
Unbelievable.
That's a Ric Flair woo.
That's a Ric Flair woo. Let's go ahead and start with our showcase game of the week. You were there tonight. Conway taking on North Little Rock. Not as high scoring as we probably thought.
Definitely not.
It was a back and forth battle.
It really was. I expected a game that saw us get maybe into the 30s. I was a little concerned when we had no score through the first quarter, and this was really the first drive where Conway even started to move the ball pretty well through the first quarter. They didn't even get it past midfield. Final couple minutes of the second quarter, they really started to find some rhythm through the air, and it was all Nick McEwen to Bryce Bohannon, 3 straight completions. The first one was a 20-yard pickup.
Said his name a lot.
Yeah, then there was the first down, and that one was the 11-yard touchdown. So at minute 44, they took a 7-0 lead into the half, and it was still pretty much all Conway, because what happened before this is they recovered a North Little Rock fumble, but then they had to go 3 and out, and this was the result. The North Little Rock blocked the punt, and then the handoff to Jarrell Rice on 2nd and 3 from the 20 to the outside. He was in, and North Little Rock picked up some momentum, and it just kind of snowballed. They recovered the onside kick here. Actually, I will tell you, that faked me out. I thought he was kicking away. I'm lucky we got that. And then Conway really, they had an opportunity here with a bad snap. They dragged him down and just could not get that momentum back that they lost. I was listening to the radio broadcast on the way back, and I think at one point they said they only had 20 yards of offense in the second, to that point in the second half, and after having played so well in the first half.
Right.
I know Coach Trimble's probably got to be disappointed, but I really thought Conway had North Little Rock for the majority of that game.
Well, it would have been an upset for Conway to go on the road and beat North Little Rock, and I think the way they competed did really well. It's tough to win in North Little Rock. You don't win in North Little Rock very often, and credit to Coach Mitchell's defense.
And I will say also what didn't make the highlights is North Little Rock also had the opportunity early in that game to kind of distance themselves. They missed 2 field goals early on. And so that 6 points they left on the board, probably maybe a different game dynamic had you hit the 2, but really still a solid game for Conway. Definitely hung with North Little Rock for through 3.5 quarters.
1-1 in conference, North Little Rock 2-0 in conference. Still a lot of season to go. Obviously, we're only halfway through, especially just getting the conference season underway.
Yeah.
So let's go to the first crazy game of the night, the one I was at.
The lesser crazy.
Yes.
Shockingly.
When I was first shooting the highlights, I'm like, there's no way that this game is going to be tied.
I was looking at your Twitter during halftime, and I was like, oh my gosh.
Well, let's just go ahead and talk about it. Robinson taking on an unbelievably talented Arkadelphia team.
Both these teams are crazy talented.
Absolutely. And Arkadelphia looked like, world beaters in non-conference, take a tough loss to Nashville last week. Robinson comes out on fire. They are hitting on all cylinders early on. They're moving the ball. They're running the ball. 3 minutes it took them to score, and obviously they hit P.J. Hall for that first touchdown, 7-0. I'm shooting this ball game. I'm going, okay, let's see how Arkadelphia responded.
Well, this is the guy that you talked about before the game.
It took him one play. We talk about him every week. It took him one play to go to the house. Obviously delivers a dime. This game went back and forth, and then I knew he played both sides of the ball. Did I think Cannon Turner was going to get a pick 6? Literally 4 minutes after he threw a touchdown pass. This was unbelievable. This guy is an athlete. I was talking to some of the members of the team and the staff on the sideline. 36 in math on the ACT. 36, folks. He's a genius. Well, he's an unbelievable player, unbelievable kid, unbelievable athlete. And then Robinson got right back into this ball game. It always goes back and forth between these two clubs, Coach Escola, Coach Eldridge. I call them E&E, the Energizer Bunnies, because their teams just keep going on and on and on.
That's what makes their game so great, and especially when you get in the postseason. Well, they're so evenly matched.
They played at War Memorial last year. They very well could both be there, but a couple of key mistakes for Robinson inside the red zone. That's Cannon Turner again.
There he is.
And he did get hurt in this ball game. He was banged up in the first half. Went to the sideline. He was banged up. I don't know his health status for next week yet. Obviously, we're just wrapping up this week, but he throws a pick 6. He made some mistakes at quarterback, but with this game, there's going to be mistakes. There's going to be advantages, and I know it's 28-27. Arkadelphia gets the win. So now you look at that 7-4A. You've got Robinson at 1-1. You've got Arkadelphia at 1-1, and you've got Nashville at 2-0. So Robinson has still got Nashville down the road.
Bauxite either.
Well, and that's the thing is Bauxite. I think they won tonight. I haven't checked the score
just yet. Went down to Ashdown today.
Yes. And so now it sets up a showdown between Robinson and Nashville. And if they would, I mean, it's
could
the
be
7-4A is nuts.
It's SEC.
It's nuts.
Yeah, we talk.
It's absolutely nuts, and that was such a Bauxite did win, by the way, for the record. So that was a big win for them. So 7-4A is going to come down. It's going to be a lot of fun to see.
It's always fun to watch.
Now,
fun to watch. I was going to say I know where you're going with this.
Get to Little Rock Christian. Get to it. It's unbelievable.
Guys, I was so excited for this game, and I was so jealous that Mitch got to go because I got to cover that state championship game last year. And so obviously you're circling this one on the calendar. We knew it was going to be a shootout. Mm-hmm. You joked with Mitch that it was going to be a basketball score. I don't think we actually expected it to get to the level that it
Christian
did.
But hit a 2 to win it.
What a huge win for Little Rock Christian and Coach Koyu. One of the things that Coach Koyu told me coming into this season is that they wanted to prove that last year was not a one-off. And I think tonight is the definitive moment where you can say Little Rock Christian State Championship, not a one-off situation.
Absolutely. Mitch Lilly has the highlights. Yes. Check them out.
Undefeated Little Rock Christian coming out in a hurry, and that would be the pace of the game. PA striking first, Braden Bratcher downfield to Andrew Cobb. 43-yard score, 6-0 Bruins. Didn't last long, though. Like the Empire, Little Rock Christian striking back. Akeem Gilmore showing off his wheels right here. Scores to make it 7-6 Warriors. But back comes PA. Braden Bratcher on the keeper. About an 8-yard touchdown. Bruins up 12-7. Later, second quarter, Akeem Gilmore to the air this time. Chris Hightower on the other end. Warriors back on top 14-12. Pulaski Academy down but not out. Direct snap to Mason Cobb. In for 6 more. 18-14 PA. Not to be outdone. Here comes LRC. Handoff going to Corey Platt, and he would do the rest. Strolling down the sideline into the paint. 2018 Warriors. One more score from PA in the first half. Bratcher hooking up with Jaden Kelly in the corner of the end zone. 26-20 Bruins. Then, just before the half, Gilmore over the middle to Kendall Givens. 26-all at the half.
So
Didn't stop.
It did not stop. That game was tied at 40 after 3 quarters. And
yes,
the thing that sticks out to me here, and I want to make a point of it before we move on, I always thought that Little Rock Christian could be competitive with Pulaski Academy, but I thought that their defense was going to have to slow the Bruins down. If it got into a shootout situation like this, I didn't know if Little Rock Christian's offense, with Justice Hill no longer being here, I didn't know this year if they were going to be built to go touchdown for touchdown with Pulaski Academy. Clearly, I was wrong, and they absolutely are.
Folks, if you haven't seen it yet, we're going to be posting highlights on THV11.com. I think they're already there. We're going to be tweeting them out, putting them on Facebook momentarily. You have got to see the live shot with
just
Mitch
watch him over and over
storming the field right behind him. The game is ending just as we take him. It was an unbelievable game. As you mentioned, one of the best high school games we've seen in a very long time. All right,
setting the stage for the postseason.
I know
I don't know how we're going to top it.
Just a few minutes left, just going down. We're talking a few games. Catholic goes down to Bryant. Bryant wins that one big. They're looking good.
Yeah.
Bryant's looking like they could definitely make their mark.
On pace to repeat. As of right now.
On pace to win it again. Cabot gets a shutout win over Southside, looking really good. Central. Let's talk about Central a little bit. Very impressive road win over Fort Smith Northside. Goes on the road, gets back to 1-1 in 7A Central Conference play. Looked really good. I think the North Little Rock game, they played well.
Yeah.
And you're kind of like, okay, are they going to be able to? Is it going to be Central like the Central of old? I think we found out now, halfway through the season, this is not the Central of old at all.
No, and I think, this is, and I don't really want to bring Arkansas into it because that's a whole can of worms, but it's something that we hear a lot from them about, talking about a response. And I think Kent Lasser looking for the same thing from his team here. How would they respond after losing to their crosstown rivals in North Little Rock? Is this the same team that he had last year, or are they improving? And I think you're right. They went on the road, tough environment, tie ball game, able to get 2 late scores, and then hold off Northside because Northside
that's not
scored
easy
a
to
late
win
one.
There. Northside's insane. I've been there before. Northside is an insane place to play. That's a big win for Central. And as you mentioned, Coach Laster, 1-1 at conference play. It's impressive.
Yeah.
It was really good. I know some other games we talked about as we wrap things up. We had Greenwood and El Dorado set up as a pretty sweet matchup. Greenwood, folks, it's just a beast. Bryant and Greenwood right now look like the clear favorites in the 7A and the 6A and the 5A. obviously your new top dog, Little Rock Christian.
Yeah.
Well, they were the top dog. I should shut my mouth. They won last year. My bad, Coach Koyu. I'm sorry.
I think PA came in ranked first in the state, though, again, because they're PA.
Not anymore.
No.
And that's no disrespect to Pulaski Academy. Anybody could have won that game tonight. But the fact is, Little Rock Christian took care of business. They're in the driver's seat in the conference, and they're in the driver's seat to get home field advantage in the playoffs.
I mean, good for the Warriors. Like I told you, I would cancel the rest of the 5A season. Just you guys play every week. I'll be happy with that.
Real quick before we go, I'm gonna give you like a question right now in the 7-4A. Who wins the 7-4A? Arkadelphia, Robinson, or Nashville right now? And that's no disrespect to Bauxite. I love Bauxite. Those guys are great. They're playing really good football. But right now, I'm just gonna go ahead and keep it at 3. Nashville, Robinson, Arkadelphia.
Okay. So I love Coach Escola. Coach Escola, you know I love you, and we love going to Robinson. Just based on the last 2 weeks, I'm going to have to actually put Robinson in 3rd, just with the way the games have kind of panned out.
Right.
Oh.
It's tough. And Nashville, Robinson still have to play.
Yeah.
So that's down the road.
Yeah, they do. I think I would give the edge to Arkadelphia. I mean, it's
champs.
It's hard to go back-to-back. It's super tough to go back-to-back-to-back. But Arkadelphia, they lost that game last week to Nashville in very close fashion. That game could have gone either way. They hold on. They hold off Robinson. You just get.
That's the best part about it. You can't. You don't know.
Well, but the thing that you mentioned, also that could play into it, and I don't want to speculate, but Cannon Turner's health. I think that team goes as Cannon Turner goes. If
that
Cannon
is for darn certain.
So if and we never want anyone to be injured, but if that is an injury that's going to be nagging, that changes the entire landscape of everything.
That's big. So there you go. Yeah. I would go with Nashville right now, just because if you go on the road and beat Arkadelphia,
that says something.
Yeah, and I mean the Scrappers are a championship pedigree team. All I know is that's going to be a fun conference. Second week of the conference season's in the books. Thank you guys so much. I know. Well, we're going to go put everything online. Remember, th311.com, Twitter, and Facebook. Be sure to go to Dorian's Twitter as well, at Dorian Craft, at Hayden Valgaver. We're going to have these highlights. Tonight was nuts. It was nuts.
Best Friday so far.
I'm going to close the iPad, and we're going to close the book on this weekend. Thanks for joining us. We will see you guys next time.